What we have in May is not good. Now who's to blame? You've got the BJP through the likes of Sambit, Patra saying the states have messed this up, that the centre gave them freedom to go out and buy vaccines and they aren't doing a good job. On the other side, you've got the likes of Arvind Kejriwal who say, you know, this is like somebody asking Noida or Delhi in the middle of a nuclear holocaust, do you have your own nuclear shield? It's the central government's job, not that of the states. But the states asked for the freedom to buy. So to talk about all of this and more, we're joined on this broadcast representing the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, its spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia, squaring off against Gaurav tonight, representing the Congress Supriya Shrinate, from the Aam Aadmi Party, we have Atishi Marlena, we have Priyanka Chaturvedi from the Shiv Sena. So this is 3 versus 1. Gaurav, best of luck. I know the odds are stacked against you, but I will give you more opportunity to speak.
Just give me enough time, that's all I want.
I will give you enough time to speak, and I laid that out right at the top. I want to start by asking Supriya Shrinate first, because it's the opposition states that asked for the freedom to go out and buy vaccines themselves, and the Congress led that charge. But this should be democratized, that there is too much centralization, that the government at the center is the one taking the calls. Let us buy, we will do a better job. Now, the Modi government has given opposition ruled states and other states the opportunity to go out and buy as they please. Now you're complaining that you don't like what's been done. Supriya Shrinate, opening comments, please.
Firstly, Rahul, a very good evening to the fellow panelists and all of you here. Firstly, I want to set the record straight. None of us, and I think 3 of us represent opposition states here, Delhi, and I represent the Congress, and Priyanka ji represents Maharashtra. I think none of us said, give us the freedom to go and buy. What we said is, give us the flexibility and then create the necessary ecosystem for us to procure vaccine. India is the only country in the world where the central government has thrown the ball in the courts of state governments, and we are seeing one vaccine manufacturer after the other actually putting up its hand and saying, we are not going to negotiate with you, we will talk to the central government. The central government on its part has not done enough to procure vaccination, other than creating a state duopoly and very, very minuscule orders that were placed. I mean, we placed our first order in January 2021, and our first order was only 1.60 crore vaccine dosages. How are we planning to vaccinate our people? And is this any surprise that India, which was vaccinating close to 42 lakh people a day on the 5th of April, is vaccinating 17 lakh people today? And vaccination perhaps was going to be our best bet to ride over this crisis, because we are the largest vaccine manufacturer in the world.
Okay, so Gaurav Bhatia, ma'am, you've laid the foundation for this debate. I will come back to you, I promise. Gaurav Bhatia, Arvind Kejriwal made, in the context of war, a comment which I want you to respond to, which is to say that this is a war. It's not against China or Pakistan, it's a war against a virus. And in the middle of the war, the central government is asking Noida and Delhi, have you built your nuclear shield? If this is war, then it's the central government's responsibility to ensure that there is enough vaccination, rather than creating this bidding war between the states. They're all going to the same manufacturers and saying, hame do, hame do, hame do. This is not in India's larger interest.
Rahul, let us first deal with your question, and then I would also share some numbers with you, and the viewers would judge how efficiently the central government has handled the vaccination drive. But since the analogy of war has come up, I would like to ask you, in war, there is a centralized system. The commander gives an order and everybody follows. If the tanks are sent to the border, do you think any of the battalion or the soldiers, they would say, हम इसका इस्तेमाल नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि ये तो बीजेपी का टैंक है? And I think there would be only one answer. ऐसा नहीं कह सकते हैं. Now, the clarity and strategy also needs to be very clear, taking forward the analogy of a war. Now, I heard the Congress spokesperson saying that हमने तो ऐसा कहा ही नहीं था कि decentralize करो. In my hand is the letter written by Rahul Gandhi, 8th of April 2021. There are many things that I can point out as anomalies and, U-turns, but I would only read one line. Point number 6. And what does it say? And I am quoting. Give state governments a greater say in vaccine procurement and distribution. So that was done. Let us now not forget the 50% of the vaccine is still being procured by the central government. And what would the central government do with it? It would share it with the state government.
Okay.
And then it would be passed on to the citizens of the country. They will be protected. Similarly, even Arvind Kejriwal had made an appeal, and I will play that video later, where he says, please decentralize the entire process.
Oh, sure, he said that. So let me put that question to Atishi Marlena. Atishi,
just a second.